Welcome to the Raven Space YouTube. My name is Jason, and this is Raven Space Daily, where we talk about the Baltimore Ravens news every single day. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. It's the second episode of the week, so we'll hop right in with our three great news stories. The first news story of the day talks about the 8 draft prospects most picked by the Baltimore Ravens. And so, as you guys know, mock drafts happen around this time of year where every prognosticator and every analyst, they choose who the Ravens are going to draft. And so the three top prospects are Corey Davis at number 1 with 19.5%. Number 2 is Mike Williams at 17.2%. And number 3 is Derek Barnett at 16.1%. As you guys know, Corey Davis, Mike Williams are receivers, and Derek Barnett is a defensive end, outside linebacker. So if you guys are excited to hear that, let me know. From my personal perspective, I think that the Ravens are going to go receiver if the receiver's on the board. And I do think that if it's Derek Barnett and no receivers are left, they will take Derek Barnett as well. I think there's a dark horse, which I'll talk about in the next segment, but some other players they have here is Hassan Reddick, Takaris McKinley, Cam Robinson, and O.J. Howard. I think if O.J. Howard's there, it doesn't matter who else is there, you take O.J. Howard. And O.J. Howard is in a large percentage on the chart. As you guys can see, I'll put it up there for you. But O.J. Howard is the best of all these players. He's the best. O.J. Howard's going to be a stud in this league. Size, speed, ability to catch the ball. Now, we do have a lot of tight ends already. And I think Dennis Pitta can still play. I think Crockett Gilmore has the size that you want. And so we have to test these people out. Max Williams is good. He starts to improve some more. But we shall see where these players, go. Again, I personally am rooting for Mike Williams. I think he's going to be there. I don't think O.J. Howard's going to be there. That's why I'm not going to put him in there. Mike Williams or Corey Davis. I think one of them will be there, and if they are there, then the Ravens are going to take that player. Again, let me know of the players that you see up here on the screen. Who do you think the Ravens are going to take, and who do you want the Ravens to take? And then next topic is a dark horse for the Baltimore Ravens that I want to bring your attention to. So I heard this once or twice on the internet, but no one's actually giving it any credence. And I have seen this in our comments as well. And so I'm pretty sure some of you guys are fans of this, but I've seen some places where they say, hey, the most important thing for the Ravens to do is run the football. So they're going to take a running back. And so what I did was I went and, saw the running backs who were here and who was actually going to be there at 16. I love Christian McCaffrey. I think Christian McCaffrey is a perfect running back for today's NFL. You can move him to the slot. He can actually run the ball from under the natural I formation in the NFL. So I love him. I think Leonard Fournette's a good back. I don't think he's explosive enough to be a game changer. But those two will be gone. So there's only one back who I think is a first round back who will be there if the Ravens want to go running back, and that's Dalvin Cook. So I'm saying here today, write it down, yell at me in the comments if you want, that Dalvin Cook is the dark horse of this draft. And I'm going to explain to you guys why. So first things first is that he went to Florida State. Ozzie loves players from big schools, especially in the first round. If he'll take sometimes a player from a small school like a Jimmy Smith in the first round, but his past picks, I believe three of the last 5 have been big players from the first round, and also those have been some of the best players except for one. C.J. Mosley, Alabama, a big school player. He took him. Ronnie Stanley, Notre Dame, big school. And then Matt Elam, LSU, he didn't do so well, not a big school. And then you have Perriman and Jimmy Smith, who didn't go to big schools. But again, those were later in the rounds, so you take what you can get. But I think that him going to Florida State, I think Ozzie loves that. I think he wants a person who has played against the best competition and in college and dominated, right? He's a strong back, 22 reps. He was a leader there in the bench press. He runs a 4.49, which is not blazing fast, but it's fast enough for a running back in the league now. Again, he ranks 6th in the FBS in yards. It's he's a great running back, and the Ravens want great players, and if they really are committed to the run game, they will consider taking a running back in the first round. So I'm telling you, this is the dark horse. So I wouldn't be surprised if this happens. I'll be more surprised if I'll be more surprised than if they take Mike Williams, right, which everyone has been projecting. But if this happens, remember Jason told you first. So. And for the last story of the day, and there's a story, a nice little story for you guys to get your hearts fluttering a little bit. And it's that Corey Davis felt more comfortable with the Ravens than any other team. Now, that's a lot of reasons. One, we have great people around our organization. If you guys know, John Harbaugh is a nice guy. Ozzie Newsome's a nice guy. Ozzie Newsome's also very, experienced and very credible. You know how if you go to work, and the new guy who's only been working at a company for, a year, tries to, teach you something, you kind of like, okay, I got you, new guy. But if a guy who is respected by everybody, is a Hall of Famer at your job, and has been doing this for 20 years and played football for 20 years and was a GM for another 20 years, was, they've been in the NFL, not playing for 20 years, but they've been in the NFL for a long time. You have more respect, and I think that helped into it as well. And then some of the teams he met with, the Browns, they are, I was about to curse, they are not a good organization. The Titans are better, still not a great organization. The Cardinals recently became a great organization again, but they have Bruce Arians is a likable guy, but he's one of those, he's a little pretentious, right? And then the Eagles, who I think is a great organization, but have had trouble in the last couple of years. So compared to them, the Baltimore Ravens, who are, recently off the Super Bowl, is one of the best organizations in the league. So, but he said he felt more comfortable with us than any other team. I don't think this really means anything in the draft because, again, Corey Davis doesn't get to pick where he goes. But I think it is nice to hear that, the Ravens are doing their part to make the people feel comfortable. So when they get to the Ravens, if they do, it's an easier transition, to play and to do different things like that. So, and those are the news stories of the day. Again, this is a shorter show. I'm working on a podcast for you guys to have more long form content. This is just to make sure you guys get the news of the day every single weekday. I want to thank you guys for all the help and support. I also want to tell you guys, please send questions into Raven Space Mailbag. It's a show we do every Monday, but we'll continue to do it every Monday from here on out, where basically I answer your questions. You can ask any question about the Baltimore Ravens that you guys want. And of course, it doesn't have to just be about, the Ravens or roster, different things. If you say, who do you think will be better and the best team in the AFC North, right? That's, about the Ravens enough. So, and let me know your question by sending an email to theravenspace@gmail.com, and we'll get your question in there. Again, you can also watch the episode from this week, this Monday that just passed, and so you can see kind of flavor that we put on that video. Again, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it, and go Ravens.